Hello and welcome. Foreign nationals in valid H-1B status are eligible to work for multiple H-1B employers at the same time or concurrently, as long as the additional employers are willing to file a petition. In this presentation, we'll provide an overview of the concurrent H-1B and the key element that employers and H-1B employees must keep in mind while working in the U.S. with a concurrent H-1B. So let's get started. The concurrent H-1B, what is it? An employer may file a concurrent H-1B petition for a foreign national who is already in the U.S. in H-1B status, working with another employer to allow that individual to work for both employers simultaneously. Let's look at a case scenario to understand this better. Alan is a British national. He's in valid H-1B status and works full-time as an accountant at a mid-size accounting firm. He's been offered a part-time position as an in-house accountant at another company. Can he take the job and continue to work for both employers? If the new employer can show that Alan's proposed part-time H-1B is a specialty occupation and requires someone with at least a bachelor's degree in accounting, then the employer should be able to file a concurrent H-1B on behalf of Alan. Alan can begin working for the new employer as soon as the petition is filed, while continuing his employment with his primary employer. Now that we know what a concurrent H-1B is, let's look at the requirements. The concurrent H-1B petition must meet all the same requirements of a regular H-1B petition. The employer needs to show that the offered position requires knowledge, both theoretical and applied, which is almost exclusively obtained through studies at an institution of higher education. The position requires a specific course of study, which relates directly to the position, and the attainment of a bachelor's degree or higher in the specific activity or its equivalent is a minimum requirement for the position. The new employer filing the concurrent H-1B must follow all the regular steps of filing a regular H-1B petition, including obtaining a labor condition application from the Department of Labor and filing a petition with USCIS. Let's now look at some key considerations that one must keep in mind while seeking a concurrent H-1B. How many concurrent H-1Bs can one person hold? There's no statutory limit on how many concurrent H-1Bs an individual can hold simultaneously. However, the H-1B worker should be able to show that the number of hours he or she is working is feasible, and that he or she is maintaining valid H-1B status at all times. For example, if the concurrent employer wants to hire the person full-time, where he or she is working already in another full-time position, USCIS may question how that person could possibly work two full-time positions. Concurrent H-1Bs across multiple specialty occupation. The concurrent H-1B positions don't need to be in the same occupational category or specialty occupation. All that matters is that each position is a specialty occupation and that the H-1B worker is qualified for the position. Concurrent H-1B employment between a CAP-exempt and a CAP-subject employer. An H-1B worker who is working in the U.S. for a CAP-exempt employer and has not previously been chosen in the H-1B CAP can concurrently work for a CAP-subject employer. What this means is that the individual can work for an employer who is not subject to the H-1B CAP without going through the lottery, as long as this employment is done concurrently with other H-1B employment. Additionally, an H-1B worker can continue to work for the CAP subject employer until their H-1B expires, even if he or she leaves the CAP exempt employer. To understand this better, let's take a quick look at a case scenario. Jane is a Venezuelan national who has degrees in economics and writing. She's working for an economic think tank as a grant writer. As a nonprofit organization that is affiliated with the university, the organization is CAP exempt. Jane has never previously been chosen in the H-1B CAP. She has now been offered a position as an associate editor for a small journal. It's several months to go until April, so an H-1B CAP petition can't be filed on her behalf by the journal. However, they need her to start immediately. What can Jane do? After much discussion with both the journal and the nonprofit organization, Jane decides that she is going to work for both organizations for about 20 to 25 hours per week for each organization. The nonprofit organization files an H-1B amendment to amend her hours from full-time to 20 to 25 hours a week. The journal then files a concurrent H-1B, so she can begin working there as well. Although the two jobs are in different occupational categories, Jane is qualified for both positions as she has degrees in both economics and writing. If Jane leaves her position with the think tank, she can continue working at the journal, but only until the end of her H-1B term. They won't be able to extend her H-1B as she has not been chosen in the H-1B cap. If the journal wants her to join them regardless of her employment with the think tank, they will need to file an H-1B cap in the lottery. Changes in concurrent H-1B employment. Like a regular H-1B, any material changes in employment, which can include changing work locations, requires notifying USCIS to ensure that the H-1B worker maintains valid non-immigrant status. If the H-1B worker is laid off or leaves the primary H-1B position, the concurrent H-1B remains valid, and the H-1B worker can continue working for the H-1B concurrent employer. A concurrent H-1B can be a great option for many H-1B holders. However, while adding concurrent employers generally appears straightforward, it does have many nuances that employers and employees should keep in mind. A concurrent H-1B petition will not necessarily be approved merely because an H-1B petition on behalf of that foreign national has been approved in the past. Thorough preparation continues to be essential to secure approval of a concurrent H-1B petition. VisaPro attorneys have helped clients secure near 100% success with their H-1B petitions, and we'd like to help you integrate our success strategies into your H-1B filings. If you need assistance with a concurrent H-1B or have any questions regarding working for multiple H-1B employers simultaneously, please call 202-787-1944 or send us an email at rose.kelly@visapro.com. We'll talk through your priorities and recommend strategies for your H-1B filings based on our prior success. With that, we've come to the end of this presentation. If you wish to continue to receive updates on these topics and more, subscribe to our newsletter by visiting the link that's on the screen. Thank you and have a great day.